Hi everybody, this is Crystal. Today I'm going to show you how to make this bag here. It's a big poofy kind of big bag, I guess. Right inside it's pretty big, there's a lot of room. I have these two handles I got off an old bag that I purchased at a resale shop. If you don't have any, you can make your own handle. If I was going to make my own handle, I probably would have put one long one on this bag, but I just had these two. But you do whatever you want. However you want to do the handles is fine. And it's made with a stitch. It's called a double single crochet. So it's real easy. It does take a little bit of time to make it so wavy. It's a lot of stitches, but let's go ahead and get started on it. Okay, for this project I'm just using Red Heart Super Saver, which is a medium worsted weight 4-ply acrylic, but you can use any type of 4-ply yarn that you have. And I'm using two colors. This one is called Medium Time, and the brown I'm using is called Cafe Latte. You can use as many colors as you want, or you can use one color. It doesn't really matter. That's up to you. And there's 364 yards per skein, and you're gonna need almost all of the two skeins. So if you're gonna do it in two colors, you just need one skein of each color. So, or if you want one color, you're gonna need two skeins of that one color, whatever you want to do here. But you're gonna need about close to 700 yards, probably 650, 700 yards. And then, I'm using a size H, if you can see that, which is a 5mm crochet hook. And then if you want to use, get some handles, you can. Otherwise, you just make your own. And I'm going to start on the base of the bag. It's just a rectangle. Okay, you want to start off with a chain of 45. Now I'm going to show you with a smaller sample since I already got mine done. But once you get your chain of 45 done, you just single crochet in the second stitch from the hook. And then it's just one single crochet in every single stitch for the length of the chain. Just like that. And when you get to the end, all we're going to do is chain one and turn our work, and we're going to single crochet again. So we're going to start in this very first stitch here and put one single crochet in it, and then it's one single crochet in every stitch across again until we get to the end of the row. This bag is really easy to make. Okay, when you make it to the end again, all we're going to do is chain one and turn, and we're just going to keep repeating what we've been doing. Single crochet in this very first stitch, and then it's just one single crochet in every stitch across. So we're just doing rows of single crochet for the base of the bag. Just like that. We're just going to keep repeating that, going back and forth, chain one and turn, go across, chain one and turn. And you want to do that for a total of 16 rows of single crochet. Okay, once you get done with your 16 rows, you don't want to tie off. I'm just going to go around it now with a row of single crochet. So I'm just going to, right here where I left off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start going down this short side here. So I'm going to start by chaining one. And now I'm going to go into the next stitch right here on the side and put a single crochet. And I'm going to work my way down, putting one single crochet in each stitch, all the way down the side here. Sometimes they're kind of hard to see on the short side where the stitches go, but and now when I get to the corner, once you make it down here, I'm going to put 2 single crochets in each of the corners. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and put 2 in it. That way it turns the corner nice. And I'm going to work my way across here the long side now, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch, just like this, until I get to the next corner. And when I get to the next corner, I'll put 2 single crochets, then I'll work my way up with 1 single crochet in each stitch, 2 in this corner, and then I'll go 1 single crochet all the way back around to the starting point. Okay, when you make it back around, you want to go ahead and put 2 single crochets right here in your last corner stitch. And then we're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet we made on this side. Not that chain 1 right there, but this single crochet. So we're going to go ahead and slip stitch into it, like that. Now, stitch count don't really matter, so I'm not even going to count the stitches around, because if yours is different than mine, our bags are still going to turn out the same. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to do a row of single crochet increases, but I'm going to be working in the back loops only this time around. And you can see that there's 2 loops to the stitch. The one closest to us is the front loop. The one furthest from us is the back loop, and we're going to be working in the back loop. So we're going to, this stitch that we just slip stitched into, I'm going to do 1 single crochet, but I'm going to go put it in the back loop of it only. Just like that. Now the next stitch, I'm going to put 2 single crochets, back loop only. So there's 1, 2. The next stitch is going to be 1 single crochet, back loop only. And the next one will be 2 single crochets through the back loop only. 1, 2. The next one, 1 single crochet, back loop. The next one, 2 single crochets, back loop. One single crochet in the next one, back loop. 2 single crochets in the next, back loop. And we're going to do this pattern all the way around. And it's increasing, and it's also creating this ridge to kind of make it look like that's where the bottom ends and then the sides are going to start forming. Okay, so just repeat the pattern. 1 single crochet, back loop only, and then the next stitch 2 single crochets, back loop only. 1 single crochet in the next, and then 2 single crochets in the next. And it's nothing special when you get to the corner. You just keep repeating the same pattern all the way around. 1 single, and then 2 singles. 1 single, and then 2 singles, all the way around until you get back here to where you started. Okay, when you make it around, it's going to look pretty wavy, and it's probably going to look pretty wavy even up until the top of the bag, until we start decreasing, so don't worry about that. Eventually it'll look like a bag, I promise. Okay, what you want to do now is I'm going to add another color. If you want to do this all the same color, that's fine, but if not, I'm going to use these, my green and my brown, back and forth each row, and I'm not going to clip the yarn. I'm just going to keep it going. So I'm going to slip stitch into my first single crochet here, but I'm going to slip stitch my new color through. So I'm just going to go right through. Normally I tie my yarn off because it's easier for me, but this time I'm just going to slip stitch my new color through like that. And now I always put a little bit of a knot in the back here, just so it doesn't slip away. Just a loose one that I can take out later if I want, or if it looks okay, I'll just weave the tails in like that. But for now, that's how I do it. Okay, now we're going to start the main stitch of the bag, the double single crochet. It's real easy, and we're going to do it in this very first stitch that we started in. What we're going to do is we're going to go in the stitch, drop a loop. Now I'm going to yarn over and go into the same stitch, drop a loop, and I'll have 4 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and go through all 4 loops. And that is it. Just like that. And the next one, I'm going to go in, drop the loop, then I'm going to yarn over, go into the same stitch, drop another loop, 4 loops on my hook, yarn over, go through all 4. I'm going to go to the next one, go in, drop a loop, yarn over, go into the same stitch, drop a loop, 4 loops on my hook, yarn over, and go through all 4. Like that. And that's all there is to it. Go to the next one. You don't yarn over the first time you go in. Just go in and you drop a loop. Second time you yarn over, go in, drop a loop. You'll have 4 loops left on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over and go through all 4. And I'm going to do this in every single stitch all the way around. And when I get back, I'm going to switch colors. So it's really easy. Super easy, actually. Just like that. And you want to do that all the way around. So I'm going to keep going and I will meet you back up here at the beginning. Okay, I made it all the way back to the beginning, and as you can see, it's really, really wavy, and it's going to be like that for a while, so you're not doing anything wrong if it looks like that. What you want to do is, I made it back to the beginning, I just did my last stitch here. We're going to slip stitch into the top of our first one, but I'm going to grab my other color yarn, which I didn't clip, it's still back here, and slip stitch it through, and I'll drop this yarn. So what I'm going to do is just go through that stitch, my first one, drop this color yarn and pick up my other color that I'm using, and pull it through. I'm not going to clip any yarn off like that. And kind of pull that other one tight, and now I'm going to start again doing the same thing with my new color. So I'm going to start by chaining 1. And I'm going to work that double single crochet right here in the very same stitch. So I'm going to go into it, draw up a loop, yarn over, go in, draw up a loop, and go through all 4 loops on my hook. And I'm going to do the same thing into the next stitch. That. And the next one, go in, drop a loop, yarn over, go in, drop a loop, 4 loops, yarn over, go through all 4. And now I'm going to do this all the way around again, just like we did before. Like that. And I'm going to do that all the way around, and I'll meet back up with you at the beginning. Okay, when you make it back around, I went ahead and did more rows, so I might be on a different color than what you saw me on a while ago, but I'm just going to show you how to change colors again. You just go ahead and slip stitch into that first stitch here. You drop this color and you grab your other color and pull it through. Like that, and then you want to pull that one really tight. Hold on to it back there while it's real tight. I always hold it under my finger. And then chain 1, and then you just start again working in that same stitch, doing your double single. So you go in, drop a loop, yarn over, go in, drop a loop, and then go through all 4 loops on your hook. And that is the way this pattern's done. It's super easy. You can do it with as many colors as you want, or you can do it one solid color. You don't have to follow me. I don't even know if I'm happy with the colors I chose actually, but it took me a little while to get to this point, so I'm not gonna switch them. I'm just gonna keep them, but just like that. And you want to do a total to have a total of, starting from your very first double single crochet row, 21 rows total. And it's going to look like nothing like a bag. It looks like that, like a big old, I don't even know, not a bag. But now we're going to turn it into a bag, hopefully. But when you get to the end of your 21 rows, what you want to do is you just go ahead and slip stitch into your first stitch and bring your other color through, or whatever color you want. I'm going to be making like kind of a brim on the back, so whatever color you want to use. I'm going to use the brown color, so I'm going to go ahead and pull it through like that. And whatever color you're not going to use, you can go ahead and clip off, because you won't need it anymore. So just go ahead and cut that color off so it's not in the way anymore. So I'm done with that green. Now I'm just going to be working with this, my other color. And now I'm going to do a row of decreases, which will hopefully make it stand up and not look like this weird thing laying here. So okay, we'll go ahead and start by chaining one. And I'm going to go right back into that same stitch and do one single crochet like that. And now I'm going to do a single crochet decrease over the next 2 stitches. So what I'm going to do is go into the next stitch and draw up a loop, and then I'm going to go into the next one and draw up a loop, and I'm going to yarn over and go through all 3 loops on my hook. And that took 2 stitches and made it into 1. And if you want to hide that tail that you cut off as you go, that's fine. That way you don't have to sew it in later. Now the next stitch, I'm going to do just 1 regular single crochet. And then the next one, I'm going to do a single crochet decrease over the next 2 stitches. So I'm going to go in the next stitch and draw up a loop. And I'm going to go into the next one and draw up a loop. And I'm going to yarn over and go through all 3 loops on my hook like that. Now the next stitch is just going to be 1 single crochet. You want to make sure you're kind of pulling it all tight, that way it gets kind of gathered up like we want it to. And then the next one is the single crochet decrease. So we go into the next stitch and drop a loop, and then we go into the next one, drop a loop, yarn over and go through all 3 loops. And now we're going to do 1 single crochet into the next stitch like that, and then single crochet decrease over the next 2 stitches. So we go into the next stitch, drop a loop, and then the next one, drop a loop, yarn over and go through all 3. And now a single crochet, 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and then a single crochet decrease, and then a single crochet in the next, and then a single crochet decrease. And we're just going to repeat this pattern all the way around, and hopefully it's going to gather it up enough where it's going to start to kind of look like a bag. So I'm just going to go around doing a single crochet and then a single crochet decrease, single crochet decrease, until I get back to the beginning. Okay, when you make it back around, it doesn't matter if you end in an increase or a decrease. Like I just did 1 single crochet here and I have 1 stitch left. I'm just going to do 1 single crochet in that. So whatever you end with is fine. It's not going to make any difference. But now I'm going to be working in continual rounds, which means I'm not going to slip stitch my rows together anymore. So you're going to need a stitch marker, and I'm just going to use the piece of yarn. So I'm just going to stick it right here so I know where I end and where I begin. So I'm just going to jump over to the very first stitch that we did, first single crochet, not the chain one, the single crochet, and I'm going to single crochet in it, like that. And now I'm going to put one single crochet in every stitch all the way around. So no decreases on this row. Just one single in every stitch all the way around. And if you look, you'll notice it's kind of starting to maybe look a little bit like a bag, but we still got some more decreases to do, so don't worry if yours ain't looking normal yet. Mine's looking funny too. So just go ahead and work around, putting one single crochet in every stitch until you get back around to your stitch marker. Okay, I'm coming around again to my stitch marker after that row of decreases, and I just did a decrease and I have 2 stitches left, so I'm just going to go ahead and put one single crochet in each of them. If you don't have 2 left, you just finish it out. If you have a decrease left, just put a decrease there. Just, it's not going to make no difference, like I said before. Now what we're going to do is pull the stitch marker out, pull it up, and again it's going to be one single crochet in every stitch. So I'm going to jump over to the next stitch and single crochet, and now I'm going to work my way around, putting one single crochet in every stitch until I get back around to my stitch marker. And it's, you can tell after every row of decreases it's starting to close up a little bit more and maybe kind of starting to resemble a bag, hopefully. I never know, sometimes I do these and I'm like, I don't know, it's gonna work out, I'm just gonna go for it. So one single crochet in every stitch all the way around until you get back to your stitch marker again. Okay, when you made it back around after that row of one single crochet in every stitch, you can see the bag kind of starts to stand up now. And I'm not going to do any more rows of decreases because I got the opening the size that I think I want it to be. So set my camera down. What I'm going to do is, and I made it to the stitch marker. Now I'm just going to do continual rounds of one single crochet in every stitch, just like the row we just did. It was one single crochet in every stitch until I get my brim a little bit taller. So I'm going to pull my stitch marker out and move it up. And now I'm just going to repeat the row we just did, putting one single crochet in every stitch all the way around until I get back to my stitch marker. And so no more decrease rows. That's it on the decreases. Now this is just going to make this little brim part taller. So I'm going to go around one single crochet in every stitch until I get to my stitch marker, and then I'll move my stitch marker up and I'll go around again, one single crochet in every stitch, and I'm going to do that for as tall as I want my brim to be. Okay, once you get your brim as tall as you want it, I went ahead and did 5 rows of just one single crochet in every stitch after that last row of increases or decreases. So, but you can do more or less if you'd like. So after the last row of decreases, I did 5 more rows of single crochet. Now what you want to do is you can go ahead and pull your stitch marker out, and I'm just going to go and slip stitch into the next stitch, and then slip stitch one more time into the next one after that. And then I'm going to clip my yarn and hide all my tails. Now, if you want to make handles, you can. You could put one big handle on here, 2 big handles, 2 small ones. It's completely up to you. I have some handles that I got at off a bag that I got from somewhere, resale shop or something. That's usually where I get my old bags, or Goodwill or something like that. And I just use the handles off of them, or whatever hardware I can use. But mine has rings, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of eyeball where to put them, and I'm going to sew them on with a yarn, piece of yarn, and a yarn needle. Now if you want to crochet your own, that's fine too. Or if you have handles like this that have rings on them. I just kind of lay out my bag and eyeball it where I'm going to put them. But I just kind of sew them on. Probably sew them on a couple rows down. In case you have handles like this and you want to do it like me. I just sew it on around the ring. Real easy. And I do it quite a few times until it's really tight. And I know that it's not going to come off. And I'm going to do that for both handles. But I actually think one long handle would look really good on this bag too. If you wanted just to crochet one long handle. Sew it on at each end. I think short or long ones would look good on this bag. So it's a type of bag that any kind of handle is probably going to look pretty good on it, I think. Just the way it's shaped. So I'm going to go ahead and get my handles sewed on right quick. Okay, that's it. I got my handles sewed on, and that's all I'm going to do. If you want to put a button or something on it, you can, or a strap, but that's it. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to check me out on Facebook. I'll put a link to that below in the description box, and you can follow me on Pinterest, Twitter, check me out on Etsy. I'll put the links to all that stuff below too, and until next time, have a good day.